to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show already. Time going by like 90 going north. Brand new biblical question. Brand new. And by the way, we're not having a men's forum this week. This coming Thursday is the first Thursday of the month. And normally we have our monthly men's forum, but I will not be able to do it this month because I can't do it on Thursday of this week, right? So, guys, do the prayer, and we'll meet next month. But we're still meeting Sundays for everybody. No men's forum this week. Let your friends know and those who might come from out of town and all that. Do not make the trip for that reason. We won't be having a men's forum this week. My brand new biblical question. And again, these questions are to encourage you to think for yourself, to know that you know that you know that you know. Not because someone said it, but because you know it. Really. You can know. It's in you to know. So let words go in one ear and out the other, and God will show you. He will guide you. You have the Holy Spirit within you. My biblical question, how did God create Jesus through Mary, and why? How did God create Jesus through Mary, and why? Why? That is an amazing question. It's going to blow your mind when you know why and how. It really will. It will literally blow your mind. I used to wonder, how did God create Jesus if he didn't have sex with Mary? Mary! Now I know. It is an amazing thing to know. You can listen on your cell phone to the show. No matter where you are, go to the listen line on TalkStream Live. The listen line on TalkStream Live. And you can call 631-359-9067. 631-359-9067. All right? I want to go to Stephanie out of New York, a first-time caller. Stephanie waited a long time. And Stephanie, thank you for calling, and thanks for holding you on the air.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's actually really nice to actually speak to you. I've been listening to you for a long time, so
thank you
for having me.
Right on.
So being on hold for a while, you get to listen to, the other people's stories and, what you have to say. And almost a little bit my question has been answered, but, I forgave my parents. I forgave my dad about a year before he passed away. So that was a huge blessing.
Yeah.
That, I can really actually say I love my earthly father now.
Right on.
And, I miss him a lot. I wish he was still here, but I'm actually, I'm at peace with knowing who he is.
Yes.
And knowing who I am because I know who he is.
Yes.
So that's huge. So thank you for, your encouragement.
You're welcome.
I know it's God who ultimately, puts that spark or helps you do things. But your message was he was working through you in that way, I guess.
Absolutely.
So so now that I've forgiven my dad, I've forgiven my mom, but I'm still having trouble, I guess, like, because of the nature of who I am. I'm having trouble committing to keeping up with the silent prayer, and I guess part of what I was listening to on hold was you just got to keep sticking to it. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's just like I feel like and I'm in a situation where I started a relationship in the wrong way, even though I thought he was the right person. And at this point, at this stage in the game, we're not technically together, but it's like and like Greg, I wish I could just say it's done, I'm walking away, it's over. But it's like he won't let go, and I know it's probably because I've stopped doing the silent prayer and stopped putting God first. And so I guess I'm having trouble, and I'm judging myself. I'm doing things that are like I'm embarrassing myself, saying that I'm single to other people, and it's just getting to be a mess. And I'm too old for my life to be a mess. So,
how old are you?
I'm 32.
You're not too old. What the?
I guess I feel that way, though. It's like I'm getting too old for this.
What the?
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
And so, when you say he won't let go, what do you mean?
So basically, I want to be done with the relationship. I know it's wrong. There's been a lot of like toxic things that have happened. I think he made me his God.
Yeah.
And my whole life I've kind of been put on a pedestal, and he says he didn't put me on a pedestal, but it feels like that way.
Yep.
And so like when I didn't live up to his expectations, the simple life with me didn't work out because I didn't commit to him for such a long time, and I said I loved him, but I didn't act that way, and I didn't prove it in my actions, and so many things like that. Like he says I never cheated on him, but he says I've betrayed him over and over and over again. The way I've acted in terms of not defending him to my family, and just so many things.
What a weak guy.
And but the funny thing is, though, that if anybody met him, and probably heard his version of the story, you might be saying, that girl is just like, Greg's woman. Oh, she was just an evil woman. And so, like, I mean, I can see both sides of the story here.
Yeah.
But it's just tough because now he's saying if you try to leave, it's basically getting into like the threatening type of language. Like I'm not opposed to going after other people to get to you. If you disappear. So it's like it's getting to be not just a normal like, hey, let's break things off. Like I'm here because I don't want anybody else to get hurt.
And so you guys are living together now?
No, we're not technically living together.
Oh, okay.
We were.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah.
And no children involved, right?
No.
All right.
God.
Is he older or younger or what?
He's older. He's just a year older.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. And so what's your question for me?
So I guess my question is I just don't know how to handle the situation. Like, should I just not be afraid of the consequences if I leave? Should I, like, if I start doing the silent prayer, will the answer just come to me? I mean,
what consequences you think may happen?
Like violence, basically.
Oh, you think he might get violent with you? Has he ever been violent with you?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have been fighting?
Well, I haven't been fighting. I've just been doing what he asks. But, if stuff doesn't go the right way for him, sometimes he gets violent.
Oh, I see.
So,
And so your question is, should you stay or should you go, right?
yeah, basically, I don't want anybody else to get hurt.
What I would do is just, what I would recommend to you is to just be honest with him. I'm sorry I got into this. I got into it the wrong way. And that's why we both are suffering right now, because we didn't see what we were getting into. Now I do. And I'm sorry that I've done it. On my part, I was totally wrong. And I take full responsibility for that. And just let him know I want to end it. I want to be right and do it right, and then go your way.
Yeah.
And I would recommend you do the silent prayer, but you should do the prayer when you're ready, and you should do it because you want to seek the kingdom of God. You want to come back to yourself,
right?
Not because you just want to get over a boy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I'm like. I don't want to. I want to be right. I want to.
Yeah.
And everything. Like I want to put God first.
Right. And if that's the reason you want to do it, then I would recommend you do the prayer and stay with it. And don't force it, because you should do it because you want to. You want to know yourself. You want to know God. You want to be right and do right. And that will happen for you. But if you're doing it just to get over a boy, or because as soon as you feel better, and you will, then you'll stop doing it because your motivation was wrong.
Right. I think that's what originally happened, because I wanted, I just wanted to figure things out, like what the heck is going on with me.
Right.
And it did help. Like I was coming to good conclusions, but then everything just started like snowballing again.
Yeah.
And it just, the prayer stopped for me, and I got back into the same old routine with him. It's like, and I know I want to be done with it though. It's like just getting to the point where it's just like, okay, just go, just stop.
Well, the one thing I do want to warn you of is is do not judge yourself for being in this situation and what you're going through. Do not judge yourself at all, because you could not help it. We are not in control.
What's hard.
Yeah, we're not in control, and so you could not help it. So don't judge yourself, but be glad that you can see that you're wrong, and now you know how to overcome it by returning to the Father, and you'll be fine. But do not judge yourself. We are not guilty of anything. We are in a fallen state until we overcome it, because we were born into crazy families, and they cause you to become that way. But now you forgive them by forgiving them, and then you overcome it.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I've been listening to you for a while now. I'm like, I should know better. I should know better. I should know better. And so I get these self-defeating thoughts, and it's like guilt and shame are purposeful when you try to change your behavior, but like for me it's like it becomes a cycle, like a self-fulfilling prophecy, like now you should be punished, and these crazy thoughts start to manifest into reality.
That's why you need to relax and let every thought pass. All thoughts are lies all the time. And Satan, the creator of the thoughts, are always looking for a way to get in to deceive you. So when he says that you should know better, you should know better, you should do better, let that pass. Because if you could do better, and if you knew better, you would be better. We are not on our own. You're being influenced either by evil or by good, right? So now you're overcoming that. Don't listen to that. Do not judge yourself. Stay with the prayer and live your life. And don't worry about how you're going to look with your friends, what they're going to say about you or what he's going to say. Don't let that be important to you either.
Yeah, that's true.
The only thing that should be important to you It's returning to your natural state of being the way you were before you were traumatized. As a little child, you were innocent. That should be your only concern. What people say about you, whatever. That should be your last. Don't even be concerned about that at all, because those who would go and talk about you are just proving that they're not your friends anyway.
Right.
Even if it's family members.
Right. I've been kind of generally getting over that, and even like, let's say when this guy I'm talking about, he gets in my face and starts like saying crazy things about me and who I used to be and all this stuff. I almost start laughing because I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I can see the devil in him, but it's also still scary because he's bigger and stronger and everything like that. So,
well, if he should hit you because when you're in a fallen state like that, if he's losing his God, it is possible he can get violent if he doesn't have any self-control. But if he does, have him arrested. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just let him stay in there until he can get out. But don't worry. I don't think about those things because it'll get in your way of overcoming. And you would be thinking about something that's not happening right now.
Right.
So do the silent prayer and don't blame him at all for the suffering that you're going to go through because your ego is dying. You got into that situation. You didn't, in that fallen state, we don't see what we're getting into, but you got into it. He got his own stuff to deal with. That's on him. He can't blame you, and you can't blame him.
No, that's the thing is I don't, because I know what my part of everything was.
Yes.
So it's like I know I brought this on myself.
Absolutely. And you really didn't bring it on yourself either. You were in a fallen state, and in that fallen state, that's the life that we live because we don't see what we're doing. We are on the side of evil, and that's what evil does. But when you overcome it, then you'll be on the side of good, a daughter of God, and only goodness will come.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So wipe your face off, stay with the silent prayer, and just deal with things in the present as they are happening. Don't worry about yesterday. It's done. Don't think about tomorrow. It doesn't exist either. Just live in the presence of God. And if it gets so rough where you feel like you can't handle it, you can say, you know what, Jesus, help me. This is rough. I can't handle this. And he will help you through it.
Right. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking my call. I do appreciate it.
You're totally welcome. But listen, Stephanie, stay with the silent prayer. Doubt every thought about anything. And it's going to feed you to make you, or tempt you to make it worse for yourself, right?
Yeah.
But doubt every thought about anything, and you will see that God is with you. He will guide you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And don't feel sorry for the guy if he come around acting all weak. Just wish him well, but let him know, you know what? I was wrong for what I've done, and I want to be right. I'm going to do right. I wish you well.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, I that's the thing is I do wish him well. That's I want him to have peace as well. I want him to forgive, but like if I, try to tell him let's forgive your parents, pray.
Yeah.
I know you're suffering. I know something's going on, inside, but everything is either my fault or the world's fault or, something is going wrong. But, for me, I know everything that's going wrong with me is because it's inside me.
Yes.
I'm resentful because I resent him because I'm resentful.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of crazy, the things that everybody has stuff going through their head.
That's right. It's all lies. You'll be fine. You can see. Stay with the prayer and be willing to endure this ego death because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Your ego is dying and you have God there now to destroy the ego. And it's going to feel like you're dying. It's going to feel like it's you. But it's not you. It's the thing that made a home in you.
Yeah, for sure.
It's amazing. Sure. And you'll come out on the other side walking on water.
Sounds good. good.
So once
Oh, thank
again,
you.
do not judge yourself. It's not God judging you at all. It's Satan trying to make you judge yourself to dig a deeper hole for you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you again.
Call me back and let me know how it's going, all right?
All right, I will.
All right. I wish you well, Stephanie. Amazing.
Thanks. You too.
Okay.
Amazing. Bye.
Bye now. Amazing. Super chats. We need to finish up on the super chats from yesterday and all that good stuff.
Okay. Let's pick it up. We were doing super chats from church,
Yes.
YouTube. Adrian Dargan says, Black Excellence.
Black excellent.
Very cool. Lin Yin Chin, ghost is of death, life is of spirit. Why would anyone besides the secular haters pretend ghost is another word for spirit? It is the Holy Spirit, not the Holy Ghost, that guides Christians.
I ain't afraid of no ghost. Thank you.
C. Settlement, rebuilding society by rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man.
Oh, amazing.
Evgeny Crosby, amazing church service despite the beta males there. Thumbs up.
It was good yesterday. It's always good, though. It was really good. Thank you.
Latin Patriot, don't forget to go to your parents and forgive them because what JLP says is 100% correct.
Yep. I'm telling you, folks, do what you want, of course. You got to return to your Father if you want to be free. There's no way around it. You can read the Bible till the cows come home. You can speak in tongues, that crap y'all be doing with that. You can whatever. But unless you return to the Father, you would never have peace. You would never know God. Men and women. Okay.
Karen Williams with a very generous donation.
Thank you, Karen.
Biblical answer to the biblical question. A man never, ever has to make up to a woman because a man never, ever does a woman wrong. He knows that she is his weaker vessel and that he must protect her, guide her, teach her how to love. Maybe. Looking forward to your answer.
Thank you.
Ruben.
Well, the answer is a man should never make up to a woman because when you try to make up, first of all, no such thing as making up. And when you try, she's going to see it as a weakness, and she will have you licking boots the rest of your life. It's best to see that you're wrong, stop doing it, and do right. Be right and do right. Okay.
Ruben H. Hernandez IV. If there's one thing I know, it's that all thoughts are lies.
Yep.
Mary Ubaldo, more donations to Bond. Much love, Jesse, James, Nick, and Chris. I miss Joel. LOL. Love you guys.
Thank you. Same here. Appreciate it.
L. Jupiter with a very generous donation.
Thank you, L. Jupiter.
I am on the gates to salvation from the last we spoke. How do I encourage my boyfriend when it's visible he's suffering? Would couples counseling be a good idea?
I definitely recommend it, but also just be a good example and be what you say, and he would see it. And when it's time, to correct him, you would do it in the right way. But be an example. And by the way, we have the best counseling service on this side of heaven. Best counseling service. You can go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663 for counseling to set it up. Okay.
D. Jabrail NTP says, amazing.
Amazing.
And these are from today, from D-Live, Beta Troll Destroyer with a diamond. Let's get this party started. Amazing.
Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here.
Kid Combo with a diamond. Raw or wrong? Say it white. Forgive me for my weakness. Nice. From Streamlabs. What's up with dat? Safe spaces are the new Jim Crow, and liberals are using blacks to enforce it. Also, I got my tickets to the men's conference. Can't wait.
Amazing. And by the way, the tickets are going fast. So we are having, for those who might not be aware of this, we're having our Bond 2021 men's conference down on Saturday, August 14th in Orlando, Florida. And I highly recommend you go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com and get your ticket. They're selling fast, and the room can only hold so many, all right? Rebuildingtheman.com. And we will be having church the following morning for men and women, for everybody. The following morning, there, August 15 in Orlando, Florida, for men and women, but no ladies at the conference, for men only. All right? Thank you.
PJ wants to play with a diamond. Immaculate conception to make the Son of God a man. Perhaps in response to your brand new biblical question.
My brand new biblical question. Thank you. How did God create Jesus through Mary, and why? Why? Thank you for responding.
Mo better stand up. Jesus, the Son of the Father, was lynched the same way the U.S. is getting lynched now. Brutal.
Hanging you on the cross.
Let's see here. Okay. From Streamlabs, Cholito Bear. Much love, Jesse.
Thank you.
Is it just me, or is Hake got a sort of a Fight Club vibe going on now? The power of removing the soy. It's amazing.
TheHakeReport.com. The Hake Report is on Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And by the way, this Thursday, May 1st, we will not be having a men's forum because I can't be there. Nick, the Anchor Baby, my producer, will be guest hosting for me again this Thursday and Friday. Isn't that something? Nick, the Anchor Baby. I'm glad you enjoyed it before. It's going to be amazing this time. This Thursday, May 6th. Thursday. All right? But no men's forum because I won't be able to have it. Thank you. Okay.
Adam Clark, 95, with a diamond. Yee, how y'all? Beautiful day here in Canada.
How y'all? Thank you.
Doing amazing. And let me just double check. All right, that's all for now.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Very, very much. It's amazing. We have exclusive content on Patreon.com, SubscribeStar.com, and RockFin.com, RockFin, for personalized shout-outs, weddings, birthdays, encouragements, breakups, get back together, whatever. Go to Cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And follow us on Gab, Rumble, and Trovo. Gab, Rumble, and Trovo. And you can always, don't forget to ring the bell. Don't forget, you can podcast all the shows. All kind of ways, folks. Thank you very much. Samuel is out of Tennessee. Samuel, thank you for calling. Thanks for holding. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. Yeah. What a great show.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask about, one of the Super Chats asked about the woman being the weaker vessel. And in Luke chapter 11, it talks about the guy who cleans his home, the spirit's gone, and then the room gets garnished, and the spirit comes back with 7 more spirits. I wanted you to explain a little bit why you think the woman is so much more easily kind of possessed, or the spirit makes a home in her.
That's a good question. Let me take a quick break. You hear the music, right?
Yeah.
Let me take a quick break, and I'll respond to that when I come back. Okay.
I'm dancing.
Back in a moment. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare. It can help you if you do. Be doers of the word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame. Scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They are using them, and blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663.
Say keep the two-way, don't snooze. This could go two ways, what to do. You say it's about race, boo-hoo. High-speed chase, now you catch a case like a fool, huh? Now you wanna come and take my rights? You gotta be dumb, can't take my light. I'ma set it right, can't take my fight. And I'ma be
amazing. I want to go back to Samuel out of Tennessee, and he wants to know, why do I say the woman is the weaker vessel? Is that right, Samuel?
Well, why is the woman more easily possessed by these spirits?
Because when Eve was tempted by the spirit of darkness, she gave in to the temptation. She believed into the lie, and Satan became her daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Adam was a beta, right? Adam was beta.
He was beta in that he listened to the woman, absolutely.
Okay, that's interesting because in the Bible calls Jesus the second Adam, and I guess he put a stop to it. He said, "Put down that apple, woman."
Yeah, Christ came and restored everything. Everything is back in order, but unless you return to the Father, you won't be able to live or understand the order of God. That's why you must forgive your earthly father in order to return to God.
Okay, I got another question. So what do you think is the Jezebel spirit? Have you understood that in a certain way or studied it?
I believe they mean the spirit that made a home in the woman, that evil spirit.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Samuel.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, man. I appreciate it. All right.
All right.
Amazing. Oh, let me do this real fast, and then I'll get back to the calls. I want you to know that, as I've said, it's time to wake up, folks, and get involved. Because, as I talked about on Sunday, the spiritual war is going to get worse. And if you have not returned to the Father, you won't be able to endure the war. Because even though it works through people, the evil is spiritual. And evil hate good. And just like right now, they're trying to completely destroy Christianity. And they're doing an amazing job of trying to get rid of it to the point where you literally have people saying, I'm not a Christian. I don't call myself a Christian. I don't like titles and all that, right? They have human beings saying that now. I'm spiritual. I'm not a Christian. But it's an honor. It's a blessing to be a Christian. And how can you let the children of the lie tell you something else, you know? Why listen to the world? They don't know anything. And especially the intellectual. They have no clue. They're as dumb as a doorknob. And they are letting the inmates out of prisons. They are attacking white people, openly doing it. They don't care. I don't care. And they're giving you medication for so-called depression and STD, whatever they call it, right? HDD, making up stuff. They have you thinking that racism exists. And all they're doing is taking advantage of you. They have no clue. They have no common sense at all. This is from the Epic Times. California is giving 76,000 inmates, including violent and repeated felons, the opportunity to leave prison earlier as the state aimed to further trim prison population. So they're letting 76,000 people out. Tell me that if you don't know that, that's dumb. And the more degrees they have, the worse they are. They have no common sense. Their hearts are wicked. They're letting out 76,000 inmates. And they want to get rid of private prisons. You know something? That's evil. That's wrong. It's evil. Y'all better get involved. You're being warned. I told you South Africa was coming here. You didn't listen. No, there's no way South Africa can happen in America. I rest my case. ABC is reporting that Los Angeles is seeing an alarming trend in gun violence this year. It's going through the roof. And this is according to a report from USC. Here's that soundbite.
Trend in gun violence. According to a report from USC, 267 people were shot just in the first 2 months this year in the city of L.A. That is an increase of more than 140% during the same time in 2020. The LAPD also received 570 reports of shots fired. That's up 88%. Police say the increases are being driven by a large number of weapons, along with disruptions to the community and economic problems due to the pandemic.
Those are not the reasons at all that gun violence is going up. It's not gun violence, people violence. It's a lack of moral character. That's what it's all about. The failure of the parents and the lack of moral character. That's why violence is going up. It had nothing to do with the gun. But the people with the degrees tell you it's the gun, it's the gun. If you have a gun, you lay it there, it's not going to move until you move it. Guns don't get up and just start shooting. What the? But they blame it on the guns instead of the people. It's like people with degrees are dumb. I've noticed that a lot of women who have degrees, all of a sudden, they don't want to stay home. They don't want to change their last names. And if they add their husband's name, they want to keep their name too. It's a mess. And they're making men stay home and be women or pretend to be women. The education dumb you down. It really does. It takes you away from God. You don't have a chance. Just FYI. Let me go to Casey out of Canada. Casey, welcome to the show. Oh, did I hit the wrong? Let me see, 4. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Casey, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How are you?
All is well. How are you?
All is well, sir. Thank you.
Good.
I've been listening to you for about a year and a half now, and definitely made a lot of changes in my life.
Good.
We spoke before, forgave my parents, did all that stuff, but I've been living at my parents' house. I'm 31, so...
Wow!
Yeah.
What the...
Yeah. Well, I had this plan of, saving money and putting a down payment, but after listening to you, I was like, I just got to get up and go because I'm going to be here forever if I keep this up,
Yeah. What is it like, and I may have asked you this if you told me before, what is it like being a male and 31 at your mama's house?
Yeah, not good. Not good. First of all, I feel trapped. Obviously, it's not my house, right? So I don't feel free at all.
Yeah.
Even though, there's not to say that I'm not treated well. I'm treated very well, but, I do have to be careful because it's their house, right? So it's a privilege. but it also is a kind of a curse. So what I've decided to do now is to move to. So right now I live in Montreal, and I'm planning to move to Calgary, which is pretty far away, like 3,000 kilometers or something.
Nice.
Very far away from home. Based off of what you said, and also someone was pushing me to do that because he made that move, and it made his life a lot better. So from listening to you, I realized I really have to do it. Anyways, I kind of spoke to my father about it and my mother, and they were like, "Yeah, go. What are you waiting for?" So it's time to go.
Yeah.
So, but now I'm finding myself filled with like fear and like a little bit of sadness. And because like I'm leaving my hometown, right? So there's a lot of things that I'm attached to here, and I know, and feeling those things, it made me start to think a lot about myself and things that you said. So one of the things you said in the past was that like affection is of the woman.
Yes.
Right. So, but like for example, there's like these two cats at the house here that I love.
Two what?
Cats.
Better.
Yeah. so like I'm affectionate to the cats, and like when I'm like that, I can't help but hear that voice, your voice in my head, like Beta, and so like, but I mean, it's okay. So that confirms that. So that is Beta.
That's Beta. That's Beta. Yeah. Beta male.
Okay. So I've been doing the silent prayer. I find like if I'm really in a bad spot and I do the silent prayer while I'm in the mindset, of being the watcher, I'm fine, right?
Yeah.
Everything's great.
Yeah.
But it doesn't last long. Like within moments of being done the silent prayer, I'm back into that fear state. And last time I called, I actually asked you, I actually told you, next thing I'm working on is fear. I forgave my mother. I have no resentment for her, so I don't know why I still have these characteristics.
What are you afraid of about moving?
It's not like a rational fear. There's no real, if I think about it logically, I don't have anything to fear.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I live in Canada, so I have welfare here. I don't even have to work if I don't want to.
Right.
But I do have a great CV. I have a guy over there who's going to let me stay in his basement until I get my feet on the ground. So, I mean, I'm pretty set, I have nothing to be worried about. I'm more, I guess it's that affection. I'm just attached to this place and all my friends that are here. And I know that those things are holding me back, in a lot of ways. But, it's just been a lot of fear. But this morning when I was just listening to, it's just so funny. Every time I listen to your show, it's always as if it's meant to be that I listen to it.
Yeah.
Because it kind of made sense what one of the other guys was talking about, where he's dealing with that girl, and he was getting emotional, and he was saying you have to do the silent prayer consistently. So that kind of answered my question. I think it's just I got to be more disciplined with the silent prayer.
Yes. Also, and so what's your question for me?
I want to know how to Well, I don't really have a question anymore because I kind of answered it in your previous calls. But basically, I realize now that I have to endure this pain that I'm feeling because I stayed at the home too long.
Yeah.
So this is the consequence of me doing that. It's the suffering.
Yeah. And you're overcoming the female nature, because any man that has fear has the mindset of a woman, right? And so you're overcoming that. You're growing spiritually from babyhood to adulthood. So just be patient. And when you have that fear, it's only because you have drifted back into a thought and don't realize it, because you can't have the fear unless you have the thought first. And just realize it, brush yourself off and keep going. But you're overcoming the female nature.
So when you have that fear, because like it's like that's like a very bad thing. Like you're not with God when you're having fear, right?
No, don't judge it as good or bad, right or wrong, if you're with God or not. It's just that you're into a thought. You're falling back into a thought, and because you're growing out of the thoughts, you don't just overcome the thoughts immediately, but you return to the Father, and the power of the Father will separate you from the ego. And so you're just, and because you've been living in that ego for so long, you fall back into it sometimes, but don't make it a big deal. It's just that you're into thoughts, and that doesn't mean that God is not with you.
No, I know, but it's like, you know, when I do the silent prayer, I really feel aligned with God
Right.
in that moment. And like I just and I know how I'm supposed to be looking at the world, but then I'm like stuck in this mindset.
But you're not stuck though. It's not. Don't make it a big deal. Don't judge yourself. Don't trip out about it. It's enough to know it, and knowing it will change it.
Okay.
But being in the thought, it will give you more thoughts to make you think. God is not with you. It's not working. It is not true. All thoughts are lies all the time. Mm-hmm. It'll just pile up on you, one thought after another one, to get you to overreact. And when you overreact, it has complete control over you.
Okay.
But don't believe what it's telling you. When you have that fear, you just drifted into a thought. But then it's going to tell you, oh, God is not with you. This is not happening. When you're doing the silent prayer, you can see. Now the moment you come out, you can't see. It's only because you drifted into a thought. God is with you. Once you return to the Father, once you are born again of the Father, you cannot be unborn.
Okay, so you're saying this will pass?
100%, yes.
Okay. I
Just
have to be patient.
Yeah, just be patient, watch the thoughts, and keep doing what's in front of you to do.
Yeah, and just, keep moving.
Keep moving.
Keep going.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
I do want to encourage you, it's up to you to make sure you stay with the prayer. Do it every morning, every night. And then when you get caught up in a thought, because you will sometimes for a while, then just realize your inner thought, calm down, let it pass, and then keep doing what you're doing. You're fine.
Okay. Yeah, because it was like one of the previous callers, she was saying she does a silent prayer on a regular basis, and then everything's good, and then things start snowballing, and and then it's like you fall away from prayer, and that's what's been happening. It's like I get into the silent prayer, everything is good, I'm in that like paradise mindset, and then things happen in the real world, and I get stressed about them, and then I fall out of it,
But when that happens, because you're growing away from darkness, just relax. Do the silent prayer, you're fine. You'll get past it. Eventually, that's me. I was telling, I don't know if you saw the church yesterday, I was telling the people to deal with little things in a perfect way. Learn how to deal with little things, and when big things come, your foundation will be built on a solid ground, and you can handle anything. So right now you're going through the little things. Just be patient. Endure, but don't complain. Don't worry. You're fine. And when big things do come, you'll be ready for it.
Okay, that makes sense. I've heard you a lot of times talk. I went and searched on YouTube and finding you talking to people who had like anxiety and stuff.
Yeah.
And it seems like the real only fix is to continuously do the silent prayer and be in that mindset, right?
Yes. Once you let the anger go, and you have God and forgiven your parents according to you, and you're overcoming that fallen state. That's what's happening. Ego is dying, and but it doesn't want to die. But the Father is destroying, the light of God is destroying the darkness of the ego that you've been living with for so long, and it'll all pass, and you'll be free. Don't worry about it. No big deal. Deal with these little things by enduring, doubt every thought, practice being aware of thoughts, and you'll be fine. Really, God is with you.
And sometimes when I pray, like before I even came across your show, I actually I was kind of in a point in my life where I was just fed up, So I prayed and I was like, listen, I'm ready. Like I need something,
Yes.
And but then I got these images in my mind that kind of prophesize something that happened in my life. Now, are those lies?
I don't know because I don't know the images and things, but I do want to tell you, whatever come in your head, don't believe it. It's all lies.
Okay.
And when God show you something, reveals things to you, it will be clear. There will be no questions about it at all.
Okay, yeah.
Because Satan is constantly trying to play God, and so he'll give you images, he will give you whatever, right? But it's not real. He's pretending to be God, so he'll try to carry out what God would do, and he'll make you think that that's from God, and it's not. That's why I'm telling you to doubt every thought.
Yeah, because that way, that makes sense. Because that you should even, yes. But then what if you have a message from that may be from God, and then you...
If you get, what do you mean by a message that may be from God?
Like, obviously, there's some, is there any situation where you'll feel like you've gotten some information from God, or is it, I guess that's...
But again, once God give you information, it's going to be clear. It wouldn't be up for questioning at all. It would be like a bright sunshiny day when you go outside. You don't question if the sun is up because you see it. You know what I'm saying? And so whatever he revealed to you, there's no question about it.
Because I was kind of praying on like the move to Calgary, and I kind of got this like feeling of dread, you know, with like an image, and I was just worried. Like I don't want to. I mean, I don't have anything really to worry about going out there. But
that's not from God. God doesn't cause worry. He set you free.
Okay.
He only brings freedom. He doesn't bring worry.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That makes me feel a lot better. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Jesse.
I wish you well, man. Let me know when you move.
Yeah. I'll call back for sure. All the best. You're doing great work, and you and your team are. I wish there was more people like you.
Thank you. And all right, you out there, other men are waking up as well.
Yeah. No, I see it. I mean, I've been also talking, like, just speaking truth to a lot of people, and I've red pilled a lot of people. Even there's a mixed girl that I talked to, and she was completely like BLM, like, you know, completely down that line, you know.
Yeah.
And I just patiently was questioning her. I just questioned her, and I asked her one really big thing. I said, what do you think the cause of poverty is? Like, what do you really think the cause of it is? Because these BLM people are going to say racism, right?
Yeah.
But when I asked her that question, she couldn't answer it. And then I think because her and all of her friends are doing immensely well.
Yeah.
They're all black. So if everyone's doing and if everyone's doing really well, then, you know, then all is well, as you say, right?
Yes, that's right.
So you're doing great work, and I think all the people who listen to you are also going out there doing a little bit of work.
Yes, sir. They spread the love. You know that the Anchor Baby, my producer's from Canada, right?
Oh, he is?
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, he seems like it. He's a true Canadian, very calm, and you know.
He's going to be guest hosting the show again on Thursday and Friday this week, so make sure you tune in.
Oh, we'll do it. He did a great job last time. We'll do it.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Thank you. I got to take a break. Come again.
Take care. God bless.
All right. You too. Back in a moment. Another hour to go, folks. Hake is coming in with the hate news. Not the fake news, but the hate news. Back in a moment. Anytime you have situations happening in your life, always be still. Don't overreact. Most of the people that I know, they say, oh, I know Jesus. I love Jesus. I'm an observer. And as soon as something don't go their way, they get mad. I'm like, what the? If you overreact, folks, remember to do that. Don't overreact. And when you get mad, it's your problem. It ain't your wife's problem, your husband's problem, your neighbor, your friend, your preacher, your teacher. It's your problem. Why you think you tick? It didn't go your way or the way you think it should go. Don't have a way you think it should go. Let life just happen. Thoughts make you think that life should go the way you want it to go. And if it doesn't, if someone don't do or say or act the way you think they should act, you hate them. And then you blame them for being mad. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. But it's amazing to see it. So relax.
The Biden administration refuses to take responsibility for the border emergency that they started, unsurprisingly, or that they are continuing, honestly. Then the Biden administration also stays cagey on whether they will be forcing the military members to get the vaccine, the communist vaccine. Crazy. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Monday, May 3rd, 2021, the year of our Lord. Stay tuned for hour 3. Jesse Lee will be right back. But first, Hake News, not fake news. After the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, do catch the Hake Report, thehakereport.com/show. Immigration out of control. The White House Chief of Staff says claims that the surge in illegal immigration is not Biden's fault. That's a laugh, am I right? The Epoch Times reports Ron Klain, he's the chief of staff, he said on Sunday, people who are sending their children here unaccompanied, children as young as 6, 7 years old, coming here with no adult who are sent on a dangerous journey. I don't think that is because of a speech Joe Biden gave, Klain told the Face the Nation on an interview on Sunday. I think it is because of horrible conditions in El Salvador and Guatemala and Honduras. 18,000 so-called children, including nearly 5,000 minors in Border Patrol custody and more than 13,000 so-called children in custody with Health and Human Services right now. We're working hard to get those children reunited with family members in the U.S., Klain said. The number of children who have stuck in our Border Patrol stations are down 84% in the past month. We're making progress on resolving this problem. During the month of March, Border Patrol apprehended 172,000 illegal aliens. An additional 1,000 per day are evading capture, they say. And in February, border agents apprehended 101,000 more people. Sleazy Pentagon spokesman Jamal Brown said the Department of Defense is proceeding with canceling all border barrier construction projects paid for with funds originally intended for other military mess, blah, blah, blah. The same day, the DHS made the excuse of looking into dangers from the previous administration's approach of border wall construction. In other words, an excuse to stop building the wall. During a recent interview, Biden claimed that his administration has now gotten control of the surge in illegal immigrants at the southern border. It's getting urgent action now, Biden lied to NBC News last week. A month ago, we had thousands of young kids in custody. Now we've cut that down dramatically. Real reassuring, am I right? Not. And vaccine hype, Biden won't rule out requiring military to get the vaccine. The Epoch Times reports that Biden was unclear whether he will make COVID vaccinations, so-called COVID vaccinations, mandatory for all U.S. service members once the shot is fully approved by the Food and Drug Administration, the corrupt FDA. I don't know. I'm going to leave that to the military, Biden told Today on Friday. Never a straight answer from Sleazy Joe. And then he says, I'm not saying I won't. I think you're going to see a lot more and more of them getting it. And I think it's going to be a tough call as to whether they're or not they should be required to have to get it in the military because you're in such close proximity with other military personnel, he said, making the excuse that, yes, they will. Supposedly, 780,000 U.S. troops are either fully or partially vaccinated as of late April. And of Marines, specifically, according to an April 23rd report, approximately 93,500 Marines received the vaccine. 52,900 Marines declined the shot, about 36%. An additional 92,300 Marines have yet to be offered one. The Pentagon previously said it has not ruled out mandatory vaccinations. When they become FDA approved, that certainly would change the character of decision-making process about whether they could be mandatory or voluntary. But I don't want to get ahead of the process right now, said DOD Press Secretary and sleazy Democrat Rear Admiral John Kirby. He told Disgusting Reporters that last month. Marines are typically healthy and young. One guy said they may be deferring until others get it. They may have to get it, may have already gotten it on their own. They may be waiting until it's mandatory because they expect it to be mandatory, many of them. Or they may be allergic to one or more compound that's in the vaccine. What a mess. Many are getting testing positive even after so-called breakthrough cases. I'm James Hake.